Morning, friends. Happy Friday. How you doing? Kate knows how Victoria and David feel. Insiders, Camilla, right? We all know it's Camilla. Insiders tell Richard Eden. This is a really weird story, but it's also a bit sinister. Weird, sinister, Agatha Christie style. Let's jump into it. This is heavily inferring that Kate believes Meghan took Harry away from his family because we all know the press are suggesting that's absolutely what's causing the divide in the Beckham's family. Kate is saying the Beckham woman dragging their son away is exactly the same as Meghan. And apart from thinking that Kate should just do some proper work, keep her mouth shut and stay on the sidelines, this is actually really dangerous for everyone. Kate's having a pop at Meghan, saying, you stole something from the royal family that the royal family was emotionally connected to. And it was a person called Harry. The royal family pushed Harry away themselves. Harry did not need any help to leave that institution. And thank goodness he got out. He was interviewed in the British Army literally 10 years before he met Meghan, saying that he doesn't feel much affinity to the UK at all. He didn't miss it when he was on operational duty. And he said much, much more. Whew. Thanks for staying with me. Appreciate your patience. Comments are open as ever. Should Kate stay on the sidelines? Should she get a job in Boots the Chemist? Let me know what you think.
Well. It seems like Kate Middleton has decided to make a grand return to the royal drama. After a few weeks of radio silence, which we all thought was maybe due to her doing something, I don't know, actually royal, she's come back swinging. But this time, it's not about her latest questionable outfit choice or some whisper about her private life. Oh no, this time she's reportedly taking aim at none other than, drumroll, Meghan Markle. Yes, you heard that right. According to some very reliable sources, Kate has allegedly gone full-on psychic and is now suggesting that Meghan is the cause of, wait for it, the latest Beckham family feud. As if the Beckhams needed any more drama, right? I mean, isn't being a multi-millionaire football legend and a Spice Girl enough? Apparently not. So, what's the deal? Kate, who, in case you didn't notice, is pretty much a silent observer in all things royal drama, has suddenly decided she's got a PhD in family therapy. Maybe that HR handbook finally arrived at Kensington Palace. You know, the one that might have explained how to navigate family relationships without getting dragged into every headline. Anyway, according to the latest whispers, Kate has decided to suggest that Meghan Markle is responsible for Brooklyn Beckham's latest falling out with his parents. Yes, seriously. Apparently, Brooklyn, who's now married to Nicola Peltz, has been hanging out with Meghan and Harry in Montecito, probably sipping organic smoothies and plotting their next media takeover. And Kate, in her infinite wisdom, has decided that Meghan is somehow the puppet master in all of this. Because clearly it's never the man's decision, it's always the woman behind the scenes pulling the strings. Look, I'm all for a bit of royal gossip, but this is getting ridiculous. The Beckham drama is their business. Maybe Brooklyn just wants to be left alone and live his life without his parents' opinions. Shock horror, I know. But no, somehow Meghan has become the go-to scapegoat for every rich family feud. Here's the thing, though. This isn't the first time Meghan's been dragged into something that's, let's face it, absolutely none of her business. Every time there's a rift, a fallout, or a minor inconvenience in any rich family, Meghan's name pops up like some twisted game of Monopoly where she's somehow the villain. Did Meghan really tell Brooklyn to ditch his parents? Did she hold a gun to his head and say, leave your family, join mine, and let's burn the tabloids together? Probably not. I mean, come on. The thing that gets me is the utter laziness of it all. Every single royal and family-related scandal gets linked to Meghan like she's the villain in a terrible soap opera. It's like the British press and the royal family have a go-to script and Meghan's the villain in every episode, even when she's not even in the scene. And let's talk about this absurd idea that Harry is some innocent, wide-eyed little boy who was manipulated by the evil American woman. I mean, really? The man served in Afghanistan, dodged literal bullets, and dealt with the press tearing his family apart for decades. Do we honestly think he needed some woman to rescue him from the firm? Please. Harry walked away from that institution on his own, and it was probably the best decision of his life. What's more, let's not forget the countless reports about Harry's own feelings of alienation from the royal family long before Meghan even came into the picture. The press needed a new villain to explain Harry's departure, so guess what? They threw Meghan in as the scapegoat. But here's the cherry on top of this delightful disaster. Kate, of all people, is out here acting like she's some relationship guru, giving unsolicited opinions on family matters. Kate Middleton, the woman who spent years watching her sister-in-law be tormented by the press and said absolutely nothing. The woman who, according to multiple reports, couldn't even stand up for Meghan when the tabloids had her in their crosshairs. Instead, she wore that awkward smile and stayed silent, while Meghan was getting crucified in the media. Now, Kate thinks she's some sort of expert in family dynamics. It's almost laughable. And let's not even get started on the rumored affair between Prince William and Rose Hanbury. You know, the one that's been floating around for years? The one that the palace has been trying to keep under wraps? Yeah, let's focus on that, Kate, because that seems a little more pressing than whatever drama is happening in the Beckham household. But no, Kate has decided to focus on something that's literally nothing to do with her. It's like watching a child point at someone else's toy while their own toys are scattered all over the floor, unplayed with. And oh, the irony. Someone has even suggested that Kate should get a real job. You know, something like working at Boots the Chemist. Honestly, at this point, I'm all for it. Maybe some retail therapy will do her some good. She could be helping customers while muttering about how Meghan ruined the monarchy. I mean, wouldn't that be a fun sight? Just picture Kate behind the counter, offering you a 2-for-1 deal on shampoo while trying to figure out why her own family's approval ratings are tanking. It would be chef's kiss perfection. But let's be real. The drama between Brooklyn and his parents has absolutely nothing to do with Meghan. It's their problem, not hers. Not every family squabble is the result of some diabolical Meghan conspiracy. So, Kate, take a step back and maybe look at your own backyard before pointing fingers at everyone else. You've got enough mess on your plate to keep you busy for a lifetime. Maybe you should focus on the fact that the monarchy is in turmoil. You know, King Charles stepping back due to health concerns, the whole scandal with William, and the never-ending rumors about your marriage. There's enough drama at home, Kate. You don't need to invent more across the pond. But sure, if you're bored, you can always pop into Boots and grab some well-needed perspective. The fact is, Meghan isn't the root cause of every family issue in the world. The Beckhams are just another example of a rich family dealing with their own private issues. So maybe the next time Kate feels the urge to weigh in on someone else's family drama, she should, I don't know, just keep quiet or at the very least focus on the real problems at home. Because, spoiler alert, there's plenty of dysfunction in her own life to sort out. The monarchy's approval ratings are plunging, William's rumored scandals aren't helping, and Charles's health crisis is throwing everything into chaos. So, maybe it's time to take a deep breath, Kate, and focus on the real issues before pointing fingers at anyone else. And if it all gets too overwhelming, well, there's always Boots. You know, the perfect place for a bit of retail therapy, not just for you, but for all of us. Imagining the chaos if Kate's future involves aisle 6 at Boots is honestly giving me life. So, until then, Kate, focus on your own mess before you try to fix everyone else's.